So really what followed was, essentially I was like in a dungeon, okay? The crime occurred in something like a dungeon. And I had really made it out alive, and it was very promising that I would do good and would improve. But instead, it was very similar to what happened after emancipation for slavery, An effective dungeon took hold. So although you're free, what you really need to get done, you can't get done. And that's kind of how it was for African Americans just after slavery for a long time, that in many ways they were kind of held down even more than during slavery. They really couldn't go to school, and really couldn't do anything that normal people would want to do. So essentially they had to go back and work, I guess, for the same slave owners in for a small amount or something. So that's kind of what I had. We had an effective dungeon which followed, because these people are so powerful, and they were able to essentially keep me from getting my medical care. So anyway, and one of these first major incidents is in December 2013. I went to the Innova doctor's office to collect records, and Charlene Seegers, a clerical employee there, she was about to print and give me the stuff, and then she found a large statement on the front page. She had a look of shock and was gasping and had to read repeatedly to try to understand. It's clear they had written that I had engaged in some strange sex practice and gotten injured. Then, to keep me from finding out, now we do know that Tom Manger is the former police chief of Fairfax County, so it was very easy to get the Fairfax County police to do crimes. So then, to keep me from finding out, 3 Fairfax County police officers and an Innova executive were sent to disrupt my lawful activities. This included threatening arrest, and they could cite no cause. They said that they had a right to arrive and appear oddly in this 4th floor of an office building. They said that they were there for something in the back, and it wasn't for changing any light bulbs. What they were doing in the back is they were holding back several pages of medical records, and so they didn't know how to remove the page number, so they used whiteout, and they didn't even know how to use whiteout, and the clerical employees would not participate in the crime, so the police themselves did the crime. The police were confounded by whiteout. They didn't know you have to run it through the copier. So really, a lot of the things kind of at the beginning, it was like a pattern. The pattern of interference was a lot comical. I had emailed a pastor at Sligo Seventh-day Adventist Church and asked for a recommendation for an ethical cardiologist. The pastor had already prepared for this request months earlier. He preached an entire sermon giving the message that all cardiovascular conditions come from anxiety, and that anxiety comes from not having faith in God. When I criticized his actions and put it on YouTube, the church got rid of the videos and switched to a greatly edited podcast, and there ulcers replaced the word cardiovascular.